Okay, so let's see how these turned out. Now these are the that you saw where they were jointed. And there's your answer there. That just, I mean, that's just probably as strong and sometimes stronger than the wood itself. That's pretty straight too. So that one's fine. And if it breaks, I need to know now. But pretty soon, she'll be coming around the mountain. So I gotta, before I start joining this, I gotta get my width. My length, I'll have it. So, and it doesn't really, see, little glue will come out. See, it would have stuck to the floor. It stuck to the back. It'll come. Don't step on your wood either, because you sometimes when you stain it, you got your big muddy boots print on it. So, oops. Dang, that looks great. So I want B side up. That's the B side. And I'll show you what I'm gonna do in a minute. Okay, so I've got some of my files. I think I got them in here. There's a bastard file, and there's a big bastard file. That's an oldie there. That hurts my fingers just holding it. Now, those aren't so great. You need the French kind where they charge you, a franc or two for every strike on it, but you can get these in random, and they're really good, but that'll hardly do anything like that. So I think this is gonna, yeah, it's a little finer. Okay, let's see what I got here. I think that's maybe something. Yeah, that's good. Okay, so let's go put this thing in the vise. Everybody's been here. Sean came by, as you saw, and John called, and he's got what I think to be a bad head gasket on a modern truck. So that'll be the end of that. And so we're going to put this thing in there and see what these edges look like. And we'll do that in a second. But I wanted to mention this. If you want to raise your bed up for whatever reason, they make spacers, but I wanted to show these because I need my person here to see what I did. This is a 4x6. I think originally it was by 6 feet long. And this is a piece of scrap, and need to bring the bed up 3.5 inches, and so that's about right, because the 4 part of this is 3.5. And so I took a hole saw and drilled them out, and then I washed the whole thing down with the whole piece of wood down with shadow of my former self. Shadows are getting long, aren't they? With Dawn and hot water, and then I sealed them all with shellac. Not a sponsor, but I love this stuff. So I'm just letting these dry in the sun. But I understand that you can't get bed risers, razors, or whatever in too many different heights. So anyway, and of course, if you have esophageal reflux, you can do a shorter one of those and prop it up a little bit so your stomach won't let the acid back up into your esophagus. Okay, so let's get on to this. Okay, so I got the tool mounted in the vise here, and I've you mark this one so you know where you started or whatever one. And I can tell you right now, I can feel the burrs. It'll kind of fight you, and then it won't. So maybe this will get me through this job. I don't do biscuit joinery very often, so I think the DeWalt's going to be heading back to the stove right into the lens. Good. Now I think I hit the camera body. Okay, so I'm going to do this, and then we'll get to work on other things. But it's just a bounce around kind of day. Okay, so I've got it all back together. You put the springs back in, you put a screwdriver, and you lift those in, and you hook that other little thing. And you'll see if you get here. So what I do is I got a piece of scrap that is all actually off that, and then you set yourself up here. Now these things have detents in them, and you can hear it go snap. And then you just really loosen it, and then you just let it go on a really flat, clean surface, and that ought to do it right there. So let's cut. Let's do a cut and see if it smokes. I'm going to try to capture the stuff. Look, I think I can just do it like this. I've got to get my noise abatement and my eye stuff on. So let's just see what goes on. Don't need this saw anymore. Okay. All right, noise alert. Okay. This is a very dangerous tool. So it feels good and flat. Well, that's ouch. Got my hair caught. Okay, so it smelled just like wood. It didn't smell like burning wood. And there's the powder, and it's not burnt. So we're in good shape. And what a nice cut. Just it looks like it toasted a little bit in there, but that's okay. This is pretty hard stuff. Poplar is kind of hard. I probably didn't go slow enough, but I got to give that probably a B plus now. And it just seems to the motor, if you heard it, didn't seem to load. So let's get down here and I'll show you what I'm going to do here. Okay, so we know that we need to be 39.5, don't we? Is that right? Always just keep looking. Yeah, okay. So I'm going to have to do some ripping here. So pull them tight. Okay. So, and as we discussed the other day, now that I got the proper boards here, I'm going to pull this one up, and I'm going to take you to the old rig gid, and we're going to take off just the kerf, not more than that, and okay. So once you get that, and that'll square your fence right here, because if you get that crooked, you can end up with some ugly times. You might get kickback. So we're going to go in probably that far, about that far, and then we'll just do that until we get down to 39.5. Going back and forth from the one end to the other. I know everybody does it different, so let's go here. I'm gonna need both hands for sure. That's my 20s. Yeah. Boy, that took a long time. It took about 30 minutes or so. And you end up cutting little gossamer bits like that. And so that's pretty cool. That's where I was down to. But I did have to cut every piece a little tiny bit. And nothing much thicker than, there's some more gossamer stuff. I mean, just those little bits right there. Hold on to those. Those might be fun. Do something with. So, and I'm going to let her be like a 30-second. Too much, because by the time, here we go doing that again. By the time we get it all crushed together, we'll probably be at exactly 39.5. So we're right there at it. So I'm okay with that. So let's squeeze a couple of these together. I'm probably going to do 3 at a time. I'm going to do 2 sections of 3 and then put those together and try to just get everything stable. So, got a mess here, don't I? So that's part of the woodworking biz. So let's blow that off again, and I got everything ready to go. And I'll just show you what we're going to do. Let's just keep rolling. So what you do here, the best way to do it is this way. get one of your pieces of scrap here. And yeah, it got dark actually. So I'll blow this off and everything, but you square it up here. And you can tell when you get it because it gets hard to do. So you get your pencil, and I'm going to put it where, number it where it'll be under the board. 1, 2, 3. And then, so you just put your mark there and here. Let's see, I probably will just go ahead and keep them somewhat close together. And you do this so you'll have the line on the biscuit joiner to tell you where you need to go. That's not very good, but that's all right, it happens. I'm trying not to push too hard because I want this to sand out. But this is the back of the door, but that doesn't mean you don't want to. I don't think I told y'all my idea. So on the back side of the door in the laundry room, I suggested that they get a big poster of Mr. Ed. Since it's a barn door. And just make that my little joke. I hope that I'll be able to see that. And now you just basically beat hell out of your, and that's 3 done, 3 doors done. Now you just beat that thing to pieces, and I'll get the glue, and I got my clamps over there, and I'll do that, and then I'll show you. I'll do that, and then I'll just skip to where I get it all together. So it'll be a couple of days. Okay, so we had a little ceremony here. I was given this sticker by a lovely person. And whenever I get a sticker, I put it there. Put it somewhere on this car. My little SCCA baby here. Lucy. Anything built like that has got to be named Lucy. I would like to thank Joel's Asian Grill right here for sponsoring me in this endeavor. He's got a bunch of stickers on here. He's been kind to us through all the years. And there's another one. So Joel's, this isn't really a promotion for him, but that is a good place to eat. Just don't take my spot when I go there. At 110A Marketplace Avenue, Mooresville, and 704-657-3100. And the ginger dressing is good. Some people really hate it, but I like it. It's very clean tasting, and I really do. And see if he did anything else for me here. I don't know, but I want him to see this car anyway, since he's given me many. Oh, that's from my friend John. And many hundreds and hundreds of dollars to sponsor this car. So I sure appreciate it, Joel. Nah, he ain't giving me anything. Don't have to. He's a nice guy, and I consider him to be a friend too. Good old Joel. Okay, another 10 or 15 has passed, and there's all the results from the biscuit. This thing did just fine, so I just hope we make it. It seems to be okay. So the trick here is make sure you always just take your time and drive that thing all the way home, because if you don't, you'll have to redo it. And when you put these, you got to put them in dry and dry fit them to make sure that you don't, when you get all the glue going everywhere, you don't end up with some kind of separation here. And you don't want that. And they're all kind of different. See how I got me a nice little long run over there so I can I can just push these things across. Okay, let's put these in. And I'll dry fit them. And I decided just to do these 3 tonight because I kind of want a 4 or 5 clamp it. I don't, and then you got to make sure it's flat and have some weight around. I'll show you in a second. Okay, so I'm not seeing any light here. And first board, you don't see any light coming through there, so you're in pretty good shape. If I do this one-handed, and usually if you can get one, they're not wanting to go. I know I cut them. Hard to do one-handed. Let me get it. There we go. And it can take a little bit of doing. And then you should be able to get this thing to go. Dead blow hammer right about now is a good thing to have. Okay, let's slow it down and see what we're seeing. Okay, I'll show you in a second. So these 3 boards are together, and so they look good to me. Looks good to me. So now you got to take all the biscuits out and get your, now when it comes to sanding in between this, and I'll show you how to glue it. I think that'll stay. I don't mind being a little aggressive on that. Just be gentle, but be a little aggressive so the glue will grab and just gives a little extra strength. That's probably a little too much, but I am experienced. So let's, I'll show you gluing up next, okay? All right, so I have taken my sandpaper. Now there was some discussion, and you might want to think about this, about rounding this over. I kind of got the nicks on that. I kind of just did it by hand now, just kind of give it a little bit of getting the sharp edges off. So it's all been sanded, and I got my numbers matching. So I got 1, 2, and 3, and I'm gonna show you what it's like now. And all right, so let's keep that 2 there. The 1 there. All right, so you want to, I think I'm going to get my dead blow hammer. I believe that's going to be better. Well, let's just see if I need it. Oh, I can't get the stupid thing open. The glue is glued closed. All right, there we go. See the little bits falling down there. Okay. So it's like this. You just run a little bead here, and then when you get to here, I kind of hold it up a little bit, and then do that, and then you run a bead here, and you do this all the way down. Okay, I'm not going to bore you to pieces here. So that's how you do it, and you do your first 2 connections, and it'll be fine. I'll show you it clamped, and that'll be it for this segment. Until I finish it, will take me several more hours to finish this part of this door. Then I've got to build the frame. That's it for tonight. It's long past dark, and I got just a minimum, a little bit of squeeze out there. Fine, don't touch it. Don't touch that, because what it'll do a lot of times, it'll pull back in a little bit as it dries, and then if you don't smear it everywhere, then you don't have to worry about, you can just scrape it off with a scraper, and I don't think we're going to run into that. But gluing is half the battle, and run that bead between the biscuits on one side only. Don't do that on both sides. Just put run the bead down the wood in the hole on the first piece, and on the second piece just put it in the holes where the biscuits go. Now you'll find that to be a little better. Okay, that'll be it till tomorrow. Stick with me, okay?